Hey, it's Joe Crisera, and you are watching JoeTV, the place you go to change your thinking and grow your sales. Well, you're at the end of another call and you're feeling pretty good about yourself. As far as you can tell, you've done everything right. You diagnosed the whole system, you learned everything there is to know about the customer, their mechanical system, and you delivered a handful of sincere magic moments, and you start to feel like you're building a great relationship with them. As you finish creating 6 options that are tailor-made for the family, you feel pretty confident. You're going to nail this. You walk up to the family and deliver your options. The client looks at the sheet and says, you know, I really should shop and check around first with other prices. Or these prices are too high. Or thanks for getting the information. I need to think about this for a while. Or I'm just getting bids or prices right now. I'll call you when I'm ready. Oh, snap. Objections. If you are like most people, you probably look at an objection as a bad thing, a failure on your part. You figure you must have done something wrong, otherwise they wouldn't be objecting, right? Or maybe you just get angry inside at the customer, thinking private thoughts like, he's just cheap, or what's wrong with these people? Because after all, an objection is just a polite no, isn't it? Actually, that's not what an objection is at all. When you think like that, you're putting yourself in a conflict state of mind, and that's not good for you or the customer. So what is an objection? In reality, an objection is an opportunity to explain more, clarify, and guide your customer through the process of making the right choice for themselves and their family. Your customer needs your guidance because they're used to living in a one-dimensional world when it comes to their system. What they usually hear is, here's the part you need and here's what it costs. But then you come along and actually take the time to get to know them and understand their situation, and because you so thoroughly diagnose them and their system, you're able to offer them several tailor-made options based on not only what's needed right now, but also what's needed in the future as well. So they're going to go from here's a one-price world to here's your new world of choice. It's like the difference between those old coin-operated mechanical horses you used to ride outside Kmart when you were a kid and the interactive theme park experience at Disney World. Now over at the theme park, there's so much going on, they actually give you a guide to show you how it works and anything else you want to know about the attraction so you can figure out which ones fit the kind of experience you and your family want. It's no different when you're offering options. There's a lot to see and a lot to think about. Remember, your customer has probably never seen this type of selection before. It's like going to Disney World for the first time. Wow, look at all the cool stuff. Where do we start? What do we do? So when your customer hits you with an objection, see it for what it really is. A request for guidance and an opportunity to guide them through the process of choosing. Be their guide and show them the way. Tell them why you did what you did and why it makes sense. Now here's 3 good ways to be a guide. You've heard me say it before, provide world-class pure motive service and the sales numbers take care of themselves. Guiding your client into a solution is not high-pressure sale, it's the place where true world-class service begins. The service of helping your client find what's right. Here's 3 tips to guide your customer through the process of choosing the right solution. Tip number 1, listen for the no. Listen to exactly what the client's response is after handing over your options. You explain the top option and let the customer look at the option sheet with all 6 prices. What are they saying? More importantly, what are they not saying? If you don't hear the word no or not now, then it isn't even an objection. For instance, it might sound something like this. Your client says, geez, these prices are higher than my last guy who worked here. You'd say, I understand, we're definitely more premium. So what should we do? The client says, let's go ahead with that second option with the 4-year warranty and service. Bam! The client just sold themselves. You guided them by reminding them of your level of service. Tip number 2, the process of elimination. A real effective way to deal with price-based objections is to eliminate the options. If your customer says, oh my goodness, I didn't expect the top one, that's $2,000. I'm not going to put that money into this. Don't argue or interrupt them. Just say something like, you know what? I just wanted to see what was possible, but I agree. Let's take that one off the list. So what should we do? Cross the option off and ask them which one makes sense now. And the same thing works for eliminating the Band-Aid option. If they think it's too cheap, just cross it off and ask them what should we do. Remind them of what's at stake is tip number 3. You created 6 tailor-made options based on what you know about the family, their system, and the situation. If you've done magic moments, you've observed how fortunate the family was to have a person like that take care of the issue, you can use that to guide the objections and guide your customer to the right solution for the people they're most concerned about. For example, if the customer says, you know, I think I'm going to wait on this a bit and get some more bids before I get it fixed, Then take them back to the magic moment. I understand that, Michelle, but remember when you told me about your daughter Ellen with her respiratory issues and the high humidity and how you hate to see her struggle with it? I put this together for Ellen because I wanted to make sure we get things cooled off for her, to get that humidity down for her as soon as possible so she can be comfortable. So what should we do? If you had a sincere magic moment and got the customer to share meaningful information with you, this shows that you have their best interest at heart and you aren't just trying to push them into a sale. Adopt the mindset of a guide. Selling your services isn't something you do to someone, it's something you do for them. Keep that in mind when you build your options, when you present your options, and especially when you're dealing with objections. You're there to help and guide them to the right solution. So as you can see, guiding clients to a solution that helps them is great service. So let me do that right now by telling you about a fantastic tool to save you a ton of time and ensure you create 6 great options every time. We call it the Best Ever Flat Rate Guide, and if you haven't given it a look yet, you really should. Go to besteverflatrate.com and tell them I sent you. That's besteverflatrate.com. Now when objections come, and they probably will, don't take it personally. They're an opportunity to further explain things and guide your customer to making a great choice that they'll be completely satisfied with. And if you approach it that way, everyone wins. So what about you? What are your most common objections and how do you answer them? Tell me about it in the comments at the bottom of the page. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you next week right here on JoeTV. If you like the information you heard here today, go to our social media platforms and like, follow, and subscribe to us so you can get updated on all the new, latest, upcoming events. To watch the full-length version of this video, go to contractorselling.com right now and subscribe.